So there's an arc there for a redemption story for Flick. But for Mr. Oga, who has so silently been going through the motion, be getting all of the results, another opportunity for him to stack that up and possibly get the first position
Yeah,
today.
exactly. We've spoken about Mr. Oga, who has kind of flown under the radar a
Yeah.
little bit. He's currently in second position.
Secondary game,
Which is
and then that's
mad.
it.
So it's great that we have him on the main broadcast,
Absolutely.
playing against Flick. And for Flick, he's got to pick himself up now. I mean, it's not been. I think it's been. When we measure expectation and what we are currently seeing, it's probably been the worst of all of the performances, because he did a lot of the trash talking. He kind of spoke about some of the players here not performing well now. Unfortunately for him, he's not the one producing the results. If he can't turn it around and he picks up a win against Mr. Oga, I think that will do him a whole world of good going into the action. In the back as well, there's a huge game going on that we'll be giving you guys all of the updates about. So this is a round of action that you guys have got to stay glued to your screens as we enter into the fourth round of action here today at the National Esoccer Pro League. Manny and I have definitely been having a blast here today. Almost every single game has kind of given us an idea.
A different feel from what the previous one was.
Just one blowout so far. That was the Son of God versus KK game, but every single one has kind of been close.
Yes, very, very close. And like I said, every single game had given us a different feel, action. Anife's first game was different. It was end-to-end. Anif and King Nonex, that one I think it ended in a draw, if I'm correct. It was an end-to-end stuff. We did see Bright also.
King Nonex, I believe, picked up a win in the last.
Oh yeah, that was a 5-4 win.
Yeah.
And then it was Bright who went on to draw the Abuja Man Guru 6-6. Very end-to-end stuff, no midfield battle whatsoever.
And Anif kind of dropping the
Point
lead when he was up
tactical.
4-2. It's just going off at this point. And right every second, the leaderboard keeps changing. I believe Wolevation still keeps top spot. I believe today Wolevation doesn't have any game on the broadcast. Since he's playing 9 games, I think his rest day is today. Maybe next week we might not see Guru in action because he's already played 10 games on the leaderboard and now he's in a tricky situation. Wolevation still keeps that top spot. Look where Kinonex has gone to after that win. 20 points on the board, and look at KK as well. KK, by the way, he's just played 8 games. If he wins that outstanding game, straight to the top of the table, that's somebody to look out for. Also, Mr. Oga. If he wins, he's going to number 1.
I mean, he'll probably be looking at this like it's an opportunity for him to also increase his goals tally, especially with what he's seen Miss Anif do to Flick. If he gets himself a 5-goal difference right now, it will do him a whole lot of good, because don't forget, he and KK are both tied on the same point and with 1 game to spare to make it 9. But now he knows KK has a whole huge goal difference of 21.
Money, there have been 2 people who have made like a huge shift. Look at where Dracarys and Tactical are now.
My goodness, that's absolutely
previous weeks they were languishing at 13th,
14th.
It's crazy how the shift has been. It's insane, actually. It's mad. And Dracarys now giving himself a strong chance. I mean, with 10 games played, you kind of say, okay, we have to wait for the other games to be played to see how he ends. But Tactical, with 15 points after 9 game plays, especially with how he started, he'll definitely be impressed with how these things are going now. Now to our main game on the broadcast, Mr. Oga. If he does pick up this win, he goes to the top of the table, and the results just show 6 wins out of a possible 8, and it's impressive. Just 1 draw and 1 loss so far. But Flick on the other end, you can tell how contrasting their fates have been. And the National Esoccer Pro League, just that 1 win, 2 draws, 5 losses, just not good enough to compete with the very best. Currently 18th position in the league, and the win probability says it all.
I think the win probability is even very decent compared to what we have seen Flick do. The performances have been lethargic.
His last performance definitely not good enough. I mean, he conceded 16 goals in 1 game.
Yeah,
shouldn't be happening at all.
The problem is not just the conceding. The problem is that it does seem like he's really out of touch with the game. And we did almost say that with Mr. Oga in the elite season last season. It did feel like he was out of touch with the mechanics of the game. And now we are saying the same thing about Flick, who is going now up against Mr. Oga, who's currently in red hot form. But if the pro leagues have taught me anything, is that history and form doesn't matter when it comes to any game. There is no better time for us to see a crazy event where we'll probably see a blowout from Flick blowing Mr. Oga out of the water than this moment. That's what history has taught me in the pro leagues, that it really doesn't care about anything that's happening in the past, in the future, and around. It's just about the people who are seated together, who have the controllers, who are going at it, and who wants it more.
Well, surely we will be taking a keen look at it. Whilst this game goes on, another big one goes on the back. Badji Senior does battle against Khalid. That's also something to take note of. And of course, when the updates do come in, we'll let you know all about that one as well. That one is also a very key game because for Baji Senior, it's been downhill after week one. He needs to turn it around. Khalid, things didn't end well for him last week. Can he pick up massive results? I believe today Baji Jr. is here to support his brother, so maybe him in the coaching booth might spare him on. But for Mr. Oga, all eyes locked on getting that top spot in the league. I mean, when we set out to play this league, and you asked for a lot of people's predictions, I think a lot of people expected Mr. Oga to finish top 8.
Yeah.
But to be competing for the title itself,
right as it stands,
it's a very impressive one.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why we used to call him Mr. Integral, the man who won the inaugural
and I mean,
Integral.
Tell us a little bit about that integral competition for those who just didn't know how he went on to win. Was he a favorite going into it?
Absolutely not. In fact, I do recall being in Unilag where some of the players were grinding and really trying to like play with each other. I think I remember Mitchell was in that particular place. I think there was Boyd also there, and some of the players really playing each other. And I recall very vividly. We did have someone named Mr. Solomon, who is a man who is well known for having a game centers in Lagos, trying to motivate Mr. Oga because he wasn't interested in going after how you're grind and you don't feel it, and it was like, you know what, I'm not going. It's like, I know I've been invited, I've done everything and I'm supposed to be there, but I don't think I have what it takes. And it took the intervention of this man, who's that? That's Flick.
First chance of the game.
First chance of the game, and that one is totally off target. And it took the intervention of this man to get Oga to go for that competition. So I'm telling you that he was absolutely not even rated for that particular tournament. Nobody saw that one coming. To do the business he did, beating Farouk and beating Boyd in the final, was a madness that had never been seen before. Here is Mr. Oga showing us the reason why he's highly rated after that one, getting himself that first goal. And not just the fact that he won it, he became the first man ever to do it. The first ever, the inaugural Integral Championship. He became Mr. Integral himself.
Well, that's a little bit of going back in time with the history. That's what money gives us on that one. So if you don't know who Mr. Oga is, when we call him the OG and we rave about him, that's just a little bit of a glimpse into the history of Mr. Oga. We've been having a lot of top 5 GOAT debates when it comes to Nigerian FC Pro esports scene, and for Mr. Oga, I know he rates himself really highly. I'm sure he'll definitely put himself in that conversation. I kind of caught a glimpse of when Manny and him were speaking about the top 5 conversation. I know where his answer would be. Like, make sure you're following KD Sports to get all of the updates on that one right now, Mr. Oga. He's playing like a man who has his eyes set on the title.
I mean, I'm going to let the viewers definitely go and check the videos and find out who exactly Mr. Oga has in his top 5. But I can tell you guys that he does have himself in the all-time top 5 EA FC Sports players in Nigeria. And I can't tell you guys where he rated himself, but I need you guys to go watch and see. Let us know if you agree with his rating.
Exactly. I mean, the guys in the comments right now watching, can let us know if you think Mr. Oga deserves to be there. I mean, Money, per accolades as compared to the rest of the guys that maybe would have made the top 5, you think he deserves to be in and around the conversation?
This is putting me on the spot, but I think he also knows my opinions. I think he's definitely in the top 10 because of the fact that he won the inaugural Integral Championship. That was the first ever EA licensed competition in Nigeria. And the manner of way he won it was something, that we have to put our hands up and say, what's up, man? You really did a whole lot. But I think in terms of the people who are in that particular top 5, it's just a little bit, I'll just seem just a little bit outside. I'll just be like, you know what? Just step out just a little bit. You might not just make it, but it's the margin between him and the guys who are in that top 5, in the, like, let's say 4th and 5th position, is not so much.
Exactly.
I mean, as it stands, don't forget, this is currently as it stands. We still have a killer freak who I'm looking at and saying,
he's on the up.
Yeah, he's on the up and up. Definitely, we are going to be having conversations about that man in the future if he goes on to maintain this huge momentum, possibly to become one of Nigeria's all-time with the way he is going. He and Farouk Mamzo, I did tell you about my top 5, and I said that Difola was definitely my number 1, my GOAT in terms of all-time performance and ranking. And Farouk Mamzo was somewhere definitely second. This is
Mr.
just
Oga.
I mean, he does have that. He does have that understanding that the goals will really help him. His opponents, the person who is currently on the same points with, who is KK, has 21 goals difference. Oga has 9. If he can get himself somehow, maybe another 10, 15 goals in this game. I know it's a stretch. I know I don't think Flick will be losing so huge games like that one after what happened yesterday. But if somehow he's able to get that one, it would do him a whole lot of good by positioning him right where KK wouldn't be so far off in terms of the goal difference.
Wow. I mean, more importantly, he's going top.
He's going top.
He's going top.
After game week 1 and 2, nobody expected him to be. I think he had a draw. He won the first game.
Yeah.
Drew one and lost one. But after that moment, he just made it for. It's just been smooth and easy sailing all through.
Wow, it's incredible, Mr. Oga. Impressive in these first 25 minutes, and it's difficult to sum up Flick's performances. And I think you did make that claim of the fact that when you watch him play, it feels like the energy has been sucked out of how he started. And this is not the case for week 1, because if you go back and watch week 1, I believe it was Flick versus Dracarys. It was so entertaining to watch. Like, he was the one who was showboating, really taking the game to his opponent. But all of a sudden, you feel like there's that excitement with which he used to play just has gone from him, and that can sometimes happen to you as a player. And for Flick, it's all about him trying to rediscover it before this league comes to a close. For Mr. Ogado, I mean,
smooth sailing right now.
Full advantage at this point.
Absolutely. What else does he have to do? This is smooth sailing for Mr. Ogan. This is the best place for him to be right now as an FC player. Currently about to go top of the whole lot. If he gets this one over the line, and I think he is going to get it over the line because he's 4 goals up in 28 minutes. Yes, we have seen madder things happen, but it would be a criminal for him to lose from this spot. Gets himself top of the line in game week 4 with about 3 more game weeks left to play, and he has played some of the top players also. So I think looking at it, it will possibly be a moment where he's looking and telling himself, you know what, this is a good place to be in, and I really, really love it here.
Oh, surely. As confident as he's looking, the others around him will be looking at these results and say, you know what, this is somebody that we've got to focus on and potentially look at as maybe the man that might come for the crown. Pedro Neto, Mr. Oga looking for number 5. The pass not good enough to break through that defense, but just the early glimpses here in the first 30 minutes are showing you why he is a part of the top 4 right now and why a potential win in this game could take him to the top spot. Vieira for Flick, maybe a momentum shift might come from him if he's able to create something and get a goal, but it's just not happening for him, and he's just got that slow build with other guys who just can't score goals in this league. Shelling once more, 5-star performance already.
That celebration from the coaching there from Mr. Oga's team, really, really interesting. I think today we have seen a lot more celebrations than we have seen possibly in past weeks.
Yeah, exactly. The more and more the days keep coming and the weeks keep coming, and we are getting to the business end, we're seeing a lot of raw emotions being spilled out, and it's just quite interesting. Look at the run that he has sent Shelling on, and that's why we keep telling you to complete her SBC. She's indeed crazy as she shot that one far post. Mr. Oga 5-0 up. Look, it's just beginning to look very bad for Flick right now. Yesterday conceding 16 goals, today already 37 minutes in, you're down by 5, and it's just looking like somebody who maybe needs just some fortunes go his way. It's just looking too easy for Mr. Oga to break him down, as we see him yet on another foray of another attack.
The interesting thing about the whole conversation for me is, like I did say earlier, it just does look like he's totally out of touch with what is happening here. The goalkeeper this time around sparing Flick's blushes. That one would have definitely been lodging in into the bottom of that net if he had gone in and gone through. Now, for Flick, looking at what he has done so far in all of the competitions, in all of the games he has played this season, it is just shown he's really, really out of touch with the decision making. I think it would do him a whole lot of good if he was to go back and watch some of the games that have also been played on this particular broadcast. And that's one thing I really expect some of these players to do. You know, if you're going to play an opponent who has played 1 or 2 games on the broadcast, you could just go there and do your research about how he plays, how he likes to set up his players, and then figure out what you can do, what his opponent did to cause problems for him, and possibly just replicate that one. And we have an update in the game between Baloke and Khalid and Baji Senior. It does look like Khalid is taking this one for a home run. This one will make it 6-2, and the coaching really doesn't matter there for Baji Senior as he's currently going down and under.
Impressive performances from both Mr. Oga and Khalid. Khalid, on the other hand, though, I mean, after that loss yesterday to Simply Uzo, he will be looking at himself and saying he should have probably won that game because he did play well in the previous game, but it just didn't happen for him. As we go into the halftime of this one, Mr. Oga, confident as ever, looking like he will get top spot after week 4. Impressive stuff from him. And, when the OGs pick up the controller and they're playing, one thing that you can't doubt about them is just the fundamentals of the game. You know, when you've played FC for some time, if you've played in 18, maybe FIFA 18, 19, 20, the basics of just passing the ball, the basics of moving with your player, the basics of triggering runs, the basics of dribbling in tight spaces, it never leaves your fingers. So they always have that. And once they're able to blend it with the new things that happen in the game, they become a different beast altogether. And I believe Mr. Oga and the OGs, the likes of Adefola, the likes of maybe Boyd, all of those guys that have been doing this for a while, they just have that at their fingertips. They're able to blend it with the new things. They are always a deadly threat to anybody who plays.
I agree with you, and I think that's one of the things that sort of keeps that sort of switched the way the scene has looked like this season. Now, if you did notice in FIFA, in FC 25, we did have a lot of newbies come up because the game really was thrown open with the amount of chances and ways you could score the game. So there was no really need, outlook or focus on build up. It was just about doing the chivelas, doing the finesses, doing a whole lot of stuff. The ball roll shooting, the ball roll crossing, so many broken ways to score, and people didn't have to build up, didn't have to come into your own. So the newbies really excelled a lot. But now that the game has sort of gone back to forcing you to build up, forcing you to pass right, forcing you to make touches left, right, centers. Now you're seeing the OGs begin to shine once more because now it is back in familiar territory, and you know they're definitely not letting go.
It takes me back to the first version of the game that was released. That's Mr. Oga, I believe, gets number 6 in the mix. Like, when the game was released, dribbling was such a heavy meta, like close control dribbling, and I believe those who just had it at their fingertips were just excelling. I remember I logged on to another Adefola broadcast when he was streaming on TikTok one time, and I was like, yeah, he just has it. He's just so natural with it. You kind of understand why he used to reign so much in Nigeria. And not just him. I logged on to Wonder Kids feed, and same thing. OG, definitely the greatest of all time when it comes to Ghana FC esports. They just had it at that time, and maybe Flick can get one back. That one just wide off the post. Just the dribbling for them is just immaculate, and you kind of understand why maybe in this game they can make inroads back into the scene. So I can't wait to actually watch some of the OGs make their way back into the scene. Wonder Kid is playing competitively these days. Adefola, after maybe kind of a performance that he didn't really like in the National Soccer League last week or last year, he could probably make a proper case for himself this year. If he could really challenge for the title in the Elite League, that would be fun to watch as well. Mr. Oga kind of rolling back the years and showing us what he's got. It's quite disappointing that we don't get to see Imaji anymore, but I think he would have excelled at this game as well.
Absolutely.
With the brand of FC that he plays.
Yeah, this is a build-up game, totally different from what you see every other time. And then I think we have another update in the game between Khalid and Baji Senior. Baji Senior did put one back there, but I think Khalid has thrown away that one, and it is still a 4-goal lead for Khalid in that game. While Mr. Oga is still piling on the pressure, making it 6-0. We're going back to the conversations we were having earlier on. Do you guys think, let us know in the comment section, that this is the game that favors some of the OGs and we're going to be seeing a whole lot more of them, or this is still the game for the younger and the newbies to come in and excel definitely more than we did see last year's installment of the game?
It's actually an interesting conversation to have, and just the versatility of some of them is so impressive. Like it's incredible how you watch some of them play and you be like, how are you still able to do this after so many years? Like, it's just so impressive.
You know, there's a saying in the Nigerian language that a dance that an old woman knows, she never really is old at. You know, this is time and age is being rolled back. After spending 8 years, 9 years, 10 years playing the game, there's something about muscle memory. There's something about understanding space and time that you can never take away. Now, the difference most times with the younger players who are coming into the field is the hand-to-brain coordination, and it can be built. You know, I was thinking about this to myself last night while watching some of the games that was played on stream, just trying to like brush up and understand some of the things that happened that probably missed out on earlier on while we were streaming. And I was just talking to myself and saying, you know what, really, I think I kind of look at it and say, for the younger guys who are just coming into the game, where they would excel is that hand to brain coordination. They are faster, they are quicker with their decisions, and you can see that the way King Nonex is playing, he's making quick decisions, he's moving the ball faster. Like every decision is a quick 1-2. You can see the difference between someone like Jack Harris, who decides to go for that slower build up. And now the thing is, if these OGs can be able to figure out how to make their games faster, their decision making even faster, it will take their performance to another level. And I think we are going to see an installment of the game where the OGs will really make their presence felt more than possibly FC24, FC25.
You think that version kind of sort of favors a guy maybe like Farouk Manzu, who you wouldn't necessarily call an OG, but you wouldn't call him a newbie as well. He's been playing the game for a while now, so he kind of has the blend of the old style and the new style. He's got a hand to brain coordination to work for him as well, because he can play quicker. So it helps him in that sort. And those types of conversations always great to have as we enter into about 60 in-game minutes of this one. And things happening here inside the National Esoccer Pro League Game Evolution Studios. Flick versus Mr. Oga certainly going down really hard right now. And of course, that other game happening in the back, Khalid, we were speaking about, up by 4 against Baji Senior. I mean, Baji Senior is also an OG, but then his struggles have kind of been imminent a little bit. But as compared to the other guys who are kind of excelling at the game, what do you think is going wrong for him?
I think so. For Baji Senior, it was just that one of those players who just never really hit that peak for him, and I think it's shown that he has not put in a lot of work into this one. That's just what it is, because you see the difference between some of the players who have put in a whole lot of hours grinding in and understanding the new mechanics that favors the game. You did mention something, and let me go back to adaptation. The word adaptation is the way you can excel in the game, in this situation of the game, is go to what is working now, take it, adapt it into your style of play, make it better, and you make yourself an overall better player. You can see Baji Senior favors a whole lot of the older versions of the play style, turning around, or once you get to space, turn back, look for a good passing and make it safe before you take the goals, take the shots. Now, the difference between him and some of the players who have been here for a while that are doing it, let's say Mr. Oga, is he has figured out how to take the new style of play, the quick 1-2 passes, the way Anif, we did say Anif sometimes with 2-3 passes, he has all the way into your 18-yard box, and he's taking his shots and doing all of that. He has figured out how to manage his defending with his ball possession and being able to release the passes on time when you see the space and time. And I think that's one of the things that this has probably exposed him to Baji Senior now. It's exposed. The beauty of this is, as soon as this competition is done, I just got an update today. We have nobody staying in the pro leagues. 8 people are promoted, and the rest of the 12 get relegated. Now, that means everybody's going back to the Gulag.
To go and fight themselves.
Go back to fight yourself again in the Challengers Cup. It gives Baji Senior another opportunity to go back home and do his homework thoroughly, and then when he comes back on here next year, hopefully he will be seeing a different brand of FC from him.
Well, that's quite interesting to note down. I mean, it doesn't just go well for everybody. At times we'll have to see some people kind of struggling with the game and all of that. That's just sometimes the cruelty that comes with the whole FC esports. I'd love for all of the OGs to be enjoying themselves, to show that what they can still do the business. And as we wait for the guys to kind of resume their games, who enjoy every single bit of the action that we've seen. I mean, for Flick, it's just been a difficult time right now. After conceding about 16 goals yesterday, today it doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look like things might be getting better. But it's all about the league format and you trusting in what you kind of practice, because you're always practicing, but things are not working. But every single time, you've got to be able to take positives out of the whole negative situation that you're in. I believe Fake has got to do that job right now, or the game could totally get away from him, and maybe the gap at that bottom position could definitely be more worse than it is right now. But I love how the league is shaping right now. We've spoken about some players who are making their claim. I've already said that in the top 8, if I don't see a name in there like a tactical, it will tell me how intense it is to make a top 8. Because I think right now some people are more or less like cementing their position. Elevation, Mr. Oga, I feel like they're cementing their position.
Yemi almost looks like he has cemented his position.
Yes. I don't know about that one, because he's still in that 16, 17 points. It's just that he's not played a lot of games.
Yeah.
So if he plays outstanding and wins those games,
that takes
then
him
it will definitely take him. But right now, Guru hasn't done himself a whole lot of good after those points being dropped.
I mean,
Son of God has put himself back into the gulag at this point.
Yeah, he's played 3 draws, Guru. As out of a possible 9, he's only picked 3
points.
And this is not the time to lose those type of
at all, especially towards the business and around the middle where everybody's serious. It can't cost him. So him, Rhymes, I'm looking at Yemi, I'm looking at Son of God. They're all in jeopardy of potentially not making it to the top 8. But who knows? Maybe they might all just go through. And potentially even get into the elite leagues. But as we get on with the action here at the National Esoccer Pro League, we'll take a quick spin around and a word from our sponsors. When we're back, we get straight into the Mr. Oga versus Flick game. Oh, good God! For nature to think about, is it too far for him to think about? Mbappe is not on. Well, it takes on as he's committed.
After that,
Novis, take it back into the game from 12 yards score. And we're back there, we're back live into the action, Mr. Oga. Just 20 minutes away from confirming that top spot after week 4. He's put on a dominant performance against Flick and is looking to carry it on over into the subsequent weeks of the National Esoccer Pro League. Flick getting one back, hasn't really changed anything as Mr. Oga.
Oh, wow.
Number 7 there, Courtois coming up big for Flick.
That is absolutely insane. I had no idea that the goalkeeper could actually get a hand on that one, but I think that tells you a little bit about the Courtois card. Sly, just give us a little bit about your opinion between the Courtois Vicario card. Who will you be taking?
There have been 3 goalkeepers that are kind of Courtois, Vicario, Oliver Kahn. I've seen Yashin as well.
Yeah, we did see Yashin yesterday doing.
I think if you've got Courtois that has far reach plus, it's a cheat code. I don't think this Courtois necessarily has far reach plus. He just has long arms, so he can still save the finesses. Totti, true on goal. That time Courtois clearly not saving this one. This one too difficult to save. And just look at that demeanor from Flick right now. It looks like somebody who has accepted his fate. Knowing
I was going to also say that
difficult for him to come back now.
I was going to say that a little bit. I feel like he has downed a whole lot of tools for the whole lot of the competition, and I think that's one of the. I think it's a little bit. There's no way you can come back from that. If you down tools this early in the competition, then that's probably it for you. You know, you have to also look at it that you have 10 games left. You could do something. You could sort of be able to tell yourself, you know what, I had a very horrible first half of the tournament, but towards the second half I was able to fix what was not working and I was able to come back into the action. 77 minutes on the clock, 7-1 it is. A perfect number, a perfect display from the man, Mr. Oga. He still looks like he wants more. His coach is behind him, edging him on, trying to get him to get more goals. He knows how important it is. As it stands, he will have 9 + 7, which is I think 16 goal difference, just a little bit shy, 5 goals shy of what KK has in his own tally. Pass, holding on to that ball, going down that left corner. Mr. Oga shelling, tries to cut back. It comes back to him. Del Piero card trying to cut back again. I was hoping he would go for that near post finish. We don't see a lot of those ones in this iteration of the game.
Well, for the goalkeeper chat that we're having, I mean, there's so many options to choose from. Just confirm, Courtois does have far reach. He doesn't have the far reach plus though. It's not a play style plus for him. I think he's got the crossing classic. He comes out for crosses really well. That's the plus of the play styles that he's got. So it's more or less like pick your poison. But then the reason why you're seeing a lot of Vicario is because he's got far reach plus. He's got the far reach plus that a lot of these players like. We see one free kick go from Mr. Oga. We don't usually see free kicks in the National Esoccer Pro League.
I mean, going for the outside foot call is very, very interesting for me. Tries the knuckle ball. Wow. Knuckle ball. This is very interesting. And I'm looking at you, Sly, and I'm thinking, I don't know if what you're thinking is what I'm thinking. Something that we should be trying.
And seeing that I didn't score, I don't think I'll be trying to.
maybe just angle it just a little bit of the goalkeeper.
Maybe. And the thing is, he had Del Piero behind the ball. We know Del Piero during his days was a free kick maestro. Exactly. So he probably got like really good free kick accuracy. Be it Del Piero or Totti, both of them had like really good free kick accuracy. Shelling once more. Mr. Oga has his eyes set on getting more goals to help with the goal difference, and he will indeed get the goal difference now. I mean, if we're looking at goals conceded, I think Flick might have conceded the most goals so far.
Probably
throughout
getting
the whole
to
of
the
the league.
80s.
I think 80 is a little bit of a stretch.
No, he considered 10
maybe
against
around like 40, 50.
He did consider a whole lot against Marvel. Considered 10 to Dada Boy. Considered 16 to Anif, and now I see you leaning back. But
I think it might be around a 50 column.
Okay, fair enough. I think
50
possibly
we'll see after the leaderboard is done for today. But just about 3 minutes to go in this game. Also, the other game happening currently, Baji Senior versus Khalid. Khalid was in a commanding lead when we were keeping tabs with that one. So I'm sure he might just be on his way to securing 3 points in that game. Khalid, who still has hopes of maybe making into the top 8, because right now there are guys who are in the top 8 currently that have about 15 to 16 points.
Yeah.
That's like double of what Khalid has now. Khalid has like 5 or 8 points now. That's like double of what he has.
I mean,
so he's got to go on a crazy run.
He had that win against Simply Uzo. If he gets this win over Bajis, that would be 6
He
out
lost
of the
to
possible
Simply Uzo
6.
yesterday, Khalid.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that was
He
Baloke.
lost,
That was
yeah.
Baloke. Okay, that was my apologies then. If he gets this win over Bajis, that's
8.
huge. Yeah, huge 8 points for him.
It gives him 8 points, but it's still a long way to go before you get to those top 8 spots. And I believe the referee is signaling the whistle for the end of this game. Mr. Oga, down the business. And after week 4, the man at the top of the table, all in smiles. Wow, 7 wins on the trot.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Very, very impressive. And the fact that he's been doing it quietly without any drama, nobody's taking notes, and just somehow we are somewhere and we're looking at Misoga outside the top 10, and all of a sudden he's topping the table. That's an impressive run. For him now, he knows the attention is fully on him. I believe in week 4, day 2, week 5, day 1 and 2, the players are going to be looking forward and to say, okay, I'm playing Mr. Oga. Now I'm going to be taking him as a huge threat. He's no longer one of the players we are thinking about, okay, you know what, this might just be another day in the park, but this is a huge threat. Topping the table, maybe possibly after week 4, if we don't see elevation action today. We should be taking note of that, man.
Well, surely, Mr. Oga, stellar performance once more, goals galore everywhere, and it takes him to the top spot. Can he keep it till the rest of week 4? We find out pretty soon. On to the next we go as we get more games coming up. We're heading closer and closer to the end of today's broadcast. It's been an enjoyable day so far. I believe 2 main games on the main broadcast, and then we call it a day for today. But we still got more coming up. Don't go anywhere, people. We've got more action coming for you. This one is coming in. This will be the last one. the next round of action with Tactical and Game with Josh heading into battle for this one. I mean, Tactical already producing some very good performances earlier on today, winning against Anif, and is looking to continue that same momentum as he plays Game with Josh. Game with Josh, though, did have more or less like a bye week last weekend, as we didn't see him in action, and I will see if maybe all of that rest has seen a rejuvenated Game with Josh pick up the control. I believe Tactical in the all-white, taking from left to right in this one with Game with Josh, more or less like the French national team kit in that blue and the white shorts as we kickstart the penultimate round of this weekend. Tactical on the byline gets the opener and will start strong as ever. I mean, this guy so far these days has been playing like a man that is rejuvenated, that has like a new lease of life. And that one definitely hits Game with Josh by surprise. I mean, the world did kind of ricochet in the box, but you do kind of create your own luck sometimes. And kudos to Tactical. He's taking that chance by the scruff of the neck, and indeed leads in a strong position. Very impressive start from Tactical. And the thing with Tactical is he has been able to make inroads into the top half of the table, and I believe he's in ninth position with 15 points. If he's able to secure a win in this game, it takes him to 18 points, which now all of a sudden changes the conversation in total for Tactical. If it takes him into like a top 6, then now he's just different for everybody else. But for Game with Joshua, the game not all said and done at all. He's still got a lot of time to be able to turn it around. I mean, starting early, Tactical leading by a goal to nil after the first 10 minutes. I mean, especially after he made that turnaround against Anif Mani, he's clearly showing that he belongs with some of the very best around.
Yep, it's giving him a huge confidence boost going into this one. That's a game with Anif coming from 2 goals down, but now Josh gets his reply as quickly as possible. That is the best way to come back into the game as quickly as you can. As soon as you have the opportunity, get yourself the equalizer. Now Tactical has to do all of that job again, and it's looking like he wants to do it quickly and on time. But that tackle from Game with Josh just enough this time around to stop Tactical in his tracks. But a huge game we do have on our hands, as the opener can tell you already.
Well, certainly the intent has been pretty clear. Game with Josh, he did have more or less like a resurgence in the last couple of weeks, and where he is on the leaderboard, he is in that mix of fighting for that top 8 spot, and it's really tight, and then he cannot afford to drop any points. And I believe Tactical is also in that top 8 battle as we speak. So everything really on
display. Huge battle we have on
exactly
our hands for these players, because I think that announcement really changes the dynamics of the game, knowing that every single person who doesn't make the top 8 is definitely going back to the gulag. For someone like Game with Josh, who has tasted elite division, he definitely wants to get back into those action. He gets himself the second goal and a quick fist bump with his coaching. Our coach staff tells you all you need to know about how much that means to him. Very, very good work to come back already from being a goal down in the early stages.
Manny, I've got that feeling once more. I've got that feeling where we'll be in around 80-85 minutes, and it'll just be one goal separating both sides. I kind of have a feeling that we might have a big game on our hands, and
end-to-end stuff.
It has it all written over. This one, another lovely goal from Game with Josh. He also has just got those fundamentals on his fingertips, and shows you when he does indeed get into the groove. He's one of those difficult players to stop up top. Tactical do. Every single time I see Tactical play, I'm just kind of impressed with his build-up play, how confident he is at times. Sometimes in some spells, maybe he might not have it every single time, but when he turns it up a notch, on any given day, he can really go toe-to-toe with everybody. And there's the fact that he beat Nonex could cause him problems, and there's Josh.
Oh, causing problems.
Turn it around.
Really, this is such an interesting look into the game now. Josh going down by 1 goal as early as the 7th minute or so, and now coming back up with 3 goals of his own just 10 to 15 minutes later. That is a huge shift from the guy we did see yesterday up against Khalid, where he did lose that game. That is interesting shifts he's putting in currently right now.
Oh, surely. It is an interesting start that we've had for Tactical. He's not been any stranger to comebacks. He did make one earlier against Anif. He was down by 4 goals to 2. Similar situation. Turned it around at 1-5-4.
And I think that's one thing that Game with Josh has to be very careful about. The fact that right now he currently has someone who has gone through all of that motion. And my game, we just turned it up in style. This one, a near post finish that I didn't see coming from such a tight angle. Game with Josh, what are you cooking today?
Well, it looks like that rest last weekend. Last weekend Game of Josh didn't really have a lot of games. It has definitely rejuvenated the man. And look at that zip pass, first time into Olise, tight angle to work with, and he maneuvers his way. That's what the best players do.
Tactical.
But tactical though, look,
does
I
it
think
score like
have the
similar?
feeling it does look similar. Tactical has seen this somewhere before, and if he's able to turn it around today, it will definitely be his week of incredible comebacks. But there's still a lot of time to go. I mean, we do get the other game happening concurrently. I believe Baji Senior versus Kinonex also going down, and it looks like Baji Senior will get back level terms. I mean, this one, a lot of people are expecting that Kinonex will run away with it. Baji Senior says, if I'm in the mix, no need to write me off that early.
I mean, that would be, I don't know, almost unheard of to see a Baji Senior result against a Kinonex. But that would
we saw Guru versus Simpluzo, how it turned out. We shouldn't be surprised
I don't
anymore.
It will possibly be the biggest upset of the week if that one happens. But whatever the case is, we're going back into the action here as it is. Game with Josh will be very, very weary of tacticals, combative spirit, sort of. And he will be trying to get himself back another 3-goal lead. But he has to also be careful, because that means he's going to be all on that the transition. He's going to be susceptible to those transition moves from tactical. Good time around. He saw all of that triggered run and was able to do something about it.
Wow. I'm seeing a couple of moves from Game with Josh, especially when it comes to his team. He has deployed now the Chahanoglu item that Kinonex also uses. We're speaking about it earlier, and the fact that he has got so many really good play styles. And I think he's deployed Chahanoglu and Caroline Seager in the midfield. That's not a bad pairing to kind of move with at all. So that's a couple of changes that Game with Josh has made to his squad. Mind you, we did make a change to how the squad restrictions look like these days. The players are following a strict 7 million coin budget. So maybe that might be the reason why we are seeing a couple of changes from guys like Game with Josh as he builds up through the middle. Tactical. This time through Carreras. It's kind of been like a mainstay as left back for Tactical right from the very start of the National Esoccer Pro League. We haven't seen the guys change their fullbacks a lot. One-time pass. Josh might be in once more. Olise from this angle, we know how deadly he can be. Oh, shot cancel. It's
My goodness. I think the use of that a shot cancel there, very, very decisive in getting him that goal, because he committed, he forced Tactical and the goalkeeper to commit at the same time, and the way he cancelled it, just borrowed it into space and got himself the goal. You could see there was a quick chat of words between his coach Baji Jr. and him in that moment. That should probably give him something different to approach this game.
The pass shot cancel was just different for me, because you usually don't see it. Tactical too late to cover it, and the kind of form that Josh is in, he will punish you. 5 minutes to go as we head on to halftime. Incredible start from Game with Josh, and I think the whole game is just coming to him differently. I think last week one of the major criticisms that came from Game with Josh's game is the fact that his defense didn't really come to the fore.
My goodness.
Well, today his offense is on another level. That's goal number 6 coming to display. Wow.
I mean,
look, today earlier on, KK versus Son of God, we were expecting the game to be close. And that one was a blowout. It seemed like maybe this game will follow the same format. Elsewhere, though, Kinonex is not ready.
How does he
to
get
give it
those
up
tight
at all?
angles with those driven shots?
It's
always,
crazy.
it always boggles my mind, man. This is absolutely insane stuff to watch.
The thing is, when you play the game that frequently and you get to kind of master where to use a typical type of play style or a shot, it can separate you from the guys around. And I think for Kinonex, he's definitely understood that when he needs to finesse, he can't finesse. When he needs to go low driven, he does low driven as well. It's just an elite skill to kind of master, and I believe Kinonex definitely has that one in the bag. Josh, with just a couple of minutes to finish his first half. If he gets one more, surely that'll be the perfect one.
That is absolutely insane.
He's untouchable at this point. Wow.
Absolutely insane stuff I have seen. My goodness. it is really what you call it, a flow state of football FC we are seeing right now on our screens, and you can have a quick conversation there with Badji Senior, telling him to compartmentalize that midfield, and ensure that he benches it in. Oh my goodness, look at how he went down. A quick pass here, got that pass, and that was the first time shot. My, flew past the goalkeeper. Hopefully in the future we get to hear a little bit of the coaching camp to understand what the players are saying and while they are talking with their coaches. My goodness, this is very, very interesting. 7-2 in the first half already, and we have so much more coming your way as soon as that one happens. Tactical in problem. This is not the type of comebacks he'll be looking forward to be making right now. It's 5 goals ahead and a game with Josh, who is in current flow state. What will the second half bring? We are all about to find out when this one kicks off again. Badji Senior looks very relaxed. Badji Senior rather looks very relaxed. And I think that's possibly also translating to his.
I mean, it's quite surprising that Badji Senior is playing at the same time, but Badji Junior is coaching game with Josh.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even take note of that now till you just mentioned it. I think possibly they look at it as one of the games where it doesn't necessarily, but we might just see. Okay, now we have Badji 3-1 down, while we're waiting for that one between Game with Josh and Tactical to kickstart again.
Well, Kinonex having his foothold in this game is going to be important. He's just in that mix of that top spot where he cannot afford to drop points because the guys around him are like sharks circling around. And it's clearly going to be very, very important for him to maintain this type of momentum going towards the end of this game. Badji Senior has shown that clearly he could maybe cause him a couple of problems. And Kinonex definitely understands the assignment with which he faces. Salah on the right hand side looking to create as he loses possession of the ball. Interestingly, this Sega item, I believe in the midfield, she's kind of got a compilation of really good play styles and the attributes that she's got. The intercept play style plus in the mix, very, very good for when you want to cut the passing lanes. And I believe Kinonex, that's why it's a no-brainer for him to have in his team.
Ooh. That player look there by Badji Senior this one time sort of rolls back the years, if you must say, for for Badji Senior, possibly give him an angle to turn something around. I was hoping that we'll see a different style and different line of action in this game after that equalizer there from Badji Senior. But it does look like King Onyx tries to run away with this one, and it does look like he have all of that under control. The fourth goal goes in, and that's a huge sigh of relief. He knows he has possibly done the better part of the job today.
Oh, surely Kinonex strengthening his position right at the very top, making sure that he sends the right signals out. I mean, there was a little bit of a scare for him when Badji Senior definitely go back into the game, but was he ever in doubt for Kinonex to drop points? And I think that's one thing that Guru might be looking at this game and saying, you know what, he has to be a little bit disappointed. The fact that he's dropped points to Simply Uzo, to Badji Senior, he just picked up 1 point from those 2 games for Badji Senior, and it's crazy. You remember Guru lost to Badji Senior and but Guru lost to Badji Senior in week 1.
That feels like such a long time ago.
Right in week 1, his first ever game at the National Esoccer Pro League.
And it was a decent win also. That's the thing.
Badji Senior played extremely well that day.
You know, sometimes you look at it now in hindsight.
Guru's like 2 different players,
and Badji Senior is also like two different players.
Because in week 1, played slow, lethargic, couldn't build up pretty well, and Badji Senior was just controlling everything. But the subsequent weeks, different beast altogether.
Absolutely, and he has really run away with that one, while Badji Senior has struggled to maintain anything of that semblance of form from game week 1. 4-1 it is, 20 minutes to go, and it does look like the business is done here for King Nonex. It might be another 3 points to the back. That's why it was very important for Mr. Oga to get that huge goal. Huge win, 3 points. It does look like we have an update in the game between Game with Josh and Tactical. He's come back, that man, and this one will make it 7-4. Is a comeback on or what?
Well, for Tactical, you usually have to put all of the cards on the table. Well, for Tactical, he is a dangerous man to work with. It's 7-5 already.
I mean, it's a similar goal. The 7-5 was a very similar goal to the 7-4. So, I mean, how is he conceding that match goes in about 15 minutes?
With 30 minutes to go, I believe this is where Badji Junior's coaching has to really come to play. because he's got to find a way to calm George down, hold on to possession a little bit. Because with this game, immediately the momentum turns. You basically have to be very good to shift the momentum back into your favor. I've always said that there's no way you control a full 90 in FC20, even FC26, especially in a 9.5. There's going to be spells for your opponent to definitely be better than you. You've got to find a way of making sure that when it gets to your 10, you utilize it. Ooh, so close to making that 8.
That would have been a crazy goal. The back heel flick, if the goalkeeper hadn't gotten that one right. But I think I like the fact that Game just is sort of stretching the field of play right now with the way he's using Olise, and I think this is the goal that went in for the 4th goal. And I love the fact that he's sort of stretching the field right now. This is the best place to be, but he has to ensure he is not committing bodies in his attempt to get this one up the field. He loses the ball in a danger zone, it does look like, and Tactical goes on another crazy run. First time through ball, gets it, shoots, and it is 7-6 already.
Wow! Tactical, it seems like he's the man for the comeback for today. He was down by 6 goals to 2, mind you. It looked like he was in the shadows. He looked like he was all dead and buried. Well. No one is watch. 6 goals to 5. I believe 7 goals to 6 rather. This man is just insane right now.
My goodness, I'm out of words right now.
Look, I did tell you that I had a feeling like this game will get to around the 80th minute where it's just 1 goal separating them. And it does look like it felt like, okay, it's not going to be happening. But Tactical, speak of the never say die attitude. I mean, my Ghanaians in the chat watching me, it feels like Hearts of Folk at this point where their motto is never say die until the bones are rotten.
Absolutely.
For him, never say die until the final whistle goes.
I mean,
he still believes.
This is what we expected from this clash between both players. And after the first half, it did look like a game we just had run away with this one. But Tactical, that guy, his mental strength has to be studied. He doesn't always seem like he's out of it all. No matter what you're doing to him, he just knows that once he gets himself a goal, he goes into his own flow state. We did see Josh go into his own flow state, and now this is Tactical's time, and he's doing the
exactly.
best he can.
It all depends on what you use with your spell of possession. It just reminds me so much of basketball. If you watch basketball at any capacity, whether it's in the EuroLeague, the NBA, any type of basketball that you watch, whether it's in Nigeria, Ghana, wherever, you know that it's definitely a game of runs, and it's similar to FC as well. So what the coaches do is maximize your possessions when you are on the run. Try to score as many as possible. Josh did that, scored 6 goals, but it looked like it wasn't enough to hold off Tactical, as now we are just 1 goal away from this one becoming a parity. And it's just so interesting to look at these last 20 minutes go down. I'm looking at Josh's approach to this game. If you can find one more, that'll give him a lot more breathing room. The tap from Smith a bit heavy, as the defender will make a crucial tackle. Tactical now on the offensive end. Dangerous to contend with. It's a 2-ball. Smith, could he find the leveler?
My goodness.
Down by 4 goals earlier on. He's standing on its head.
5 goals at halftime, 7-2 at halftime, and is now 7-7. This is possibly the second biggest comeback we have seen in the entirety. Yes, this is. I think
it has to be number 1.
KK had a 5-1.
4-1, I believe. I think 5, even if it's 5-1, that's still a 4-goal deficit. This, for sure, if he's able to turn it around and win this game, will be the biggest.
Wow.
Oh my word, look at how the pass was. He triggered 2 players. That kind of confused the defense. Where Caroline Sega was offside, but Smith was on.
How do you even trigger 2 players at the same time?
It's crazy. Josh, though, not giving up. Yashin comes out big. These last 15 minutes are certainly going to be crazy.
My, oh my. It is 74 minutes on the game clock. About 15 more left to go. The next goal is very, very crucial. If it's for Game with Josh, it will swing this one back into his momentum. After losing 5-goal lead, a very healthy lead, what you must say, in just 35 minutes, 25 minutes.
If 5 goals is not healthy anymore, what then can we call a healthy lead?
I absolutely have no idea, because this is absolutely insane. I think this is a little bit of where Game just has to be looking at himself and telling himself, you know what, that one is really on me. There's absolutely no reason to concede 5 goals in 25 minutes, especially as you're taking that lead into halftime. You should be defending that lead and holding on to the possession more and more and more.
Well, for Tactical, he's turned it around and he's looking like a man in confidence. Bombito tackle, pretty important. That's a tricky one. Goalkeeper almost giving it away. Now the defense are 6s and 7s.
Attempting a precision cross from that that angle is possibly one of the worst things you could do.
It's a tricky one to do.
It's a very tricky one to do. Get on to clearing that ball with the carpet or the shooting button, whichever one you use in terms of your controls. But that's what happens when you're under pressure and there's so much at stake here. Just like you can see, beginning just now, it seems like he might turn this one around. If he can get something doing, yes, he might get it, and he finally gets himself the goal that gives him this lead that possibly can help him calm down. But Tactical is not the guy that cares about your calming down. He knows he's one goal down. He's done it with 5 goals. What is one more goal left to him?
Wow. These scripts, I mean, where did we even get them from? Every single chapter has something we did not expect. Josh will win back possession of the ball. Now the approach in these last 8 minutes are going to be pretty important as he hold on to it at the back, because you cannot afford to be inviting too much press.
This is what I expected from game with Josh after the first half, the second half restarted. I expected for him to hold on to the ball for longer periods, ensure that Tactical doesn't get hold of the ball. The first goal goes in, the second goal goes in, the third goal goes in, back-to-back times. In 5 minutes, you're considering 3 goals. That is absolutely unacceptable at this highest level. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's still struggling and is right now not in the conversation for top 8. Here is Tactical. He might get a chance to cut back. He does cut that back. Gets the ball in and around the area. Struggling to see if he can get the chance. That turn is something made out of quality material.
This man, he's made of steel. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will come back. The name is Tactical. It's 16 goals shared equally among these guys. And with 4 minutes to go, you just have a feeling one more goal might just be in this. We're heading into crunch time, people, just like how we like it. Here the National Esoccer Pro League, as Josh will hold on to the ball at the back and maybe plays for the last attack of this game. Tactical still pressing. George with Valverde, excellent through ball with the defender. Get there first. Pacho will win it back. Tactical now with possession. Well, just like how we thought this one was going to be dramatic. You can tell clearly that the players understand the assignment. Tactical, though, his pass not good enough. And now over to you, Josh, in these last few moments. Can he keep composure enough to do it? The through ball comes in, Militao strong enough to body his man, and I believe there's still enough time for him to mount one more attack. Tactical, does he have the dagger? He's already shown that he can do it. He'll win it back. It's not enough, and the game will come to a close. What a roller coaster of a game, and a roller coaster of emotions for game with Josh.
I mean, you can see it on his face. On one hand, he's possibly relieved that he didn't end up bottling the whole thing. But on another hand, you go back and look at himself, bottling a 5-goal lead. It is absolutely insane. Shouldn't be heard of, but that is what we are looking at on this hand. But Tactical, this is a points gain, not 2 point loss. This is a massive points gain. Coming back to do it against Anife, coming back to do this against a game with Josh. This is absolutely insane.
Wow, comebacks even get bigger. I mean, Bunny and I are you safe in the studio? I don't think, like, everybody is dangerous.
I mean, from here we can hear the roar of the other.
Like, if
other
5 goals isn't safe anymore,
then there's absolutely nothing safe for any of these players. My goodness,
wow.
You can see the man who is currently the topic of the conversation on every gamer's lips right now as we're talking. Tactical, the man made out of steel. He is the one who currently came back from 5 goals. We did see him come back against Anif, and that one was like, okay, you know what, it's a 2-goal lead. It's easier to come back. But 5 goals in the manner and way he did it. I mean, it was such of, I think it was the type of game where he goes, if you can score 7 in the first half, I can score my own 6 in the second half. And he went on, he did his thing. I think he also took advantage of the shakiness of game with Josh, because I expected when game with Josh hit 8 goals, we now saw him trying to manage the game, where he went on a 2-3 minutes where Tactical didn't have the ball. That is what I expected from game Josh right from the very good goal of the second half. Once you have this huge lead, and I always say this on stream, once you have a huge lead in FC, especially in 26, ensure your opponent don't get a hold of the ball. Even some of the great managers have said it. The man who has less of the ball, does little with it.
Exactly. A huge momentum shifter. As for this one, I've got to borrow it from my Nigerian folk. As how now? 5 goals. Yeah, it's just crazy. And that's what we keep saying about the Nigerian Soccer Pro League. What you don't expect is what you see. Surprises Absolutely. Everywhere. And maybe we might be blessed with one more surprise as we get to see how the final standings look like after the round of action. Kinonix soars to the top of the table after 10 games being played, 23 goals. Look at that goal difference, huge for him. 28 in the bag for him as well. We've got Mr. Oga coming in second place. Well, Elevation for the very first time drops from the top spot, but of course with a game in hand, KK still closely following in fourth position. Guru currently dropping, and that's a dangerous place for Guru to be in, with the likes of Son of God, Rhymes, Tactical, Yemuli, and Dracarys all lurking around.
You know what is interesting to me is that Game with Just from this side of the second table isn't far off at all. He has 14 points with 9 games played, which means Yemuli, Dracarys rather, Tactical, who have all played 10 games, even Son of God, who has all played 11 games, are under siege. If he gets his next win, he's definitely soaring straight into the top 8. And if you're on 13 points after 10 played, Bright on 12 points after 12 games played. He's currently the one who has played the most games out of all of the players. Khalid has 11 points from 10 games. Dadaboy has 11 points from 8 games played. 2 more games extra in hand for him to possibly do a whole lot of battles. So he's also not too far
exactly.
off.
If you win those 2 games, that's 17 points.
That would be 17 points, of course. What Son of God currently has right now in 6th position. Baloke 9 points after 9 played. Blaze 99 6 points after 9 games played. Flick 5 points after 9 games played. Simply Uzo and Baji Senior are the ones who complete the bottom of the table with 4 and 3 respectively.
Brilliant stuff on the leaderboard, and currently it's looking crazy as we head on straight to our final round of action on the main broadcast. We've had 5 rounds of action. We're heading to the last round of action for week 4, day 1. It's going to be between Baloke and Rhymes. Baloke, though, has kind of turned the corner around after getting that huge win against Simply Uzo. Can he do it against the man Rhymes? Rhymes also knows that he cannot afford to drop any points in this game. Rhymes 5 wins, 1 draw, 2 loss. Impressive record so far. Currently 7th position in the league. And for Baloke, currently those 3 wins still. There's those losses kind of piling up for him as he is currently on a 16th position in the league, and you kind of understand where the rim probability is at right now. But Rhymes, in these types of games, if he drops points, it could be detrimental towards the end of the season.
We just saw that on the leaderboard where the guys who are beyond I think 5th to 8th are not safe at all, and for Rhymes, this is a chance for him to get those 3 points that will possibly keep him safe till game week 5. If he doesn't get this win against Baloke, who is currently seeking to make points, prove points after what we just saw against game with Simply Solo. He's beating Baji Senior. He's beating Simply Solo. I mean, who says he can take points off some of the top players who are currently rated very highly in the leaderboard?
Exactly. With the type of surprises coming around, if somebody can come up from 5 goals, anything is possible. And the National Esoccer Pro League. This one, of course, brought to you by Cade Esports. If you still not downloaded the Cade Esports app, what are you waiting for, my friend? Head on to Play Store or Google Play. Get the app now. It is your perfect home for everything esports related. If you're looking to get gaming accessories, whether it's controllers, consoles, anything related to gaming, that's the place to be. If you're looking to sell your stuff as well, that's the place to be. And if you want to keep up to date with everything that happens within the esports community, Cade Esports app is the place to go. Head on there and download it now. The predictions are still live open, guys. You can head on to Instagram, join the Cade Esports community, and then of course you get your chance to predict and win some cool cash prizes. Of course, the National Esoccer League also has the backing of the Nigerian Esports Federation, also making sure that we get things in check. Game Evolution, they've been a tremendous help as we currently live to you from the studios, one of the top production houses inside Nigeria as well. Esports Africa News have been on board broadcasting it to the world as well. The greatness that has to do with Nigerian FC Esports as well. Of course, Game Pride IO pulling their weight for us. We say a huge shout out to all of you guys that made this one possible. And Manny and I, of course, I've certainly had a blast with week 4, day 1.
Yep.
The type of surprises, if we recap right from the very top. We start with Kenonex in that tight game against Anif. Was able to pull off a win, but you look at that huge game, Guru versus Bright. I just coined a new term for Bright, the Giant Slayer, the Giant Killer.
Yeah.
In that huge game, was able to come back and then secure a draw in that game. Simply Uzo versus Baloke. I mean, with the run that Simply Uzo was on, you'd expect that maybe he was able to go on and win that game. Baloke wins it with just a 5-goal comeback. It's just been a total madness today.
Yeah, absolute madness, and it's one that will keep us talking for the rest of the week. Don't forget also, we are doing this over the stretch of 7 weeks. We just completed 4 weeks now. We have 3 more weeks to go. So if there's any other place to be in, it is definitely on the Cade Esports app. On YouTube also, Cade Esports. On Instagram, Cade Esports. Don't forget, we're going to be giving you guys the live action as it's happening live and direct. The players are ready. They're giving us more and more streaks to talk about. You know, when we started this one out, we were wondering if there was going to be a point we get into and there's going to be like a huge gap between maybe the top guys and the guys who are, beyond the 8th position. Right now, it doesn't seem like that. It looks like it is anybody's taking. We did see right now that Dadabo, who's currently 13th position, could just with one win get straight into 6th position, and that's how it is right now for the way the game is looking. Look at see Baloke, the Onile Esports champion, with his coach having a quick conversation right now and trying to set themselves up for this huge test that will be Rhymes.
Yeah, it is indeed a huge test as he comes up again, the OASE Sports athlete. For him, he's got that sight of finishing in top 8. And I think for Rhymes, he's one of those people that a lot of people have touted to actually go on and win the whole of the tournament. So just finishing top 8 maybe might not be enough for him. He's looking at the top spot and trying to claim it as we are underway for this one. For our last round of action, Rhymes taking on Baloke. For this one, Baloke just recently coming off that big win against Simply Uzo. Can it be the fuel that gets him what would even be a bigger result if he's able to take points off of Rhymes? Rhymes, though, the OAS man, to start strong with Diani on the right-hand side.
Interestingly, there was a conversation that happened outside after the game between Simply Uzo and Baloke, where I think it was Dracarys that was telling Baloke that he noticed that he wasn't switching a whole lot, and OG trying to just give a little bit of advice to one of the new gens. And I think there was a quick advice from Rhymes, which might just be used against Rhymes in this game, where Rhymes was telling Baloke, like, listen, if you know you don't know how to switch fast, right now, do not switch too much. And that's the only thing that can help you until you figure out how to quickly start switching. Now, I just saw that happening where Baloke was letting his DM do a little bit of the work, while the AI also was able to activate a little bit of screen. So maybe he might be using Rhymes' advice up against him right now, but whatever the case is, this one is very, very interesting.
Well, that's an interesting dynamic to look at it from. And if he ends up taking points off of Ryan, I'm sure he wouldn't be too happy about that. But that's all the narratives that come with the National Esoccer Pro League, and we've had loads of them so far into week 4. Poteas finding Wilson, great pass into Shelenko. That'll be the opening as Baloke closes it down pretty quickly. One thing I think that the best players have got is the ability for ball retention. Immediately when they lose it, they can win it back, and that's one thing that Rhymes has certainly got in his locker, and that's how come he is indeed among the top players within this e-sport. And for the National Esoccer Pro League, just the pool of players that we've been able to see, that's 20 players who've shown that they can, on any given night, do battle with anybody that is currently in front of them. I think across the last 4 weeks that we've seen, Manny, who would you say has been your most surprising player so far that has impressed you? Your most surprising? There's 2 people.
It definitely has to be Bright and Anif. It has to be Bright and Anif. Yes, we did see tactical comeback against Anif, but you see in the game with Game Josh, you could see why. He's a crazy person in terms of that mentality on how he doesn't give up. He doesn't let whatever is happening on the pitch stop him from going on again and again and again per time. But Bright's resurgence in game week 3, day 2, and game week 4 has been interesting, like massively crazy. The opposition he has gone up against and gotten these results against have been one that left us to wonder, where has this Bright been all throughout the elite leagues and the early stages of these pro leagues? If this was the same way Bright was playing right from the get-go, definitely will be in the conversation for top 8. That's what chance by Rhymes, a left-footed finesse, just missing the post by very few inches.
I mean, if we're talking about players that have really impressed, that have kind of surprised me, I would put Bright in there. There's a reason why I gave him that name, the Giant Slayer, Giant Killer. Every single big game that he's been in, he's produced. But I've just got to go tactical. Like, even in the losses, he performs well. Manny and I, like, you could tell from the start of the league, the ones where he lost, you could tell there was clearly a player in there who really understood his craft, who really understood what was at stake, and I believe he's certainly impressed. There are also a couple of guys that have really impressed. I think game with Josh, you've seen clear improvement from his game, and Nif has also played pretty well. Son of God, wasn't expecting him to really start out of the blocks. He's done incredibly well as well. Maybe Elevation is also in the mix, but all of these guys, they've shown that they are clear, really good players that could compete on any given day as compared to everybody else. But if we come back to you and ask you for your outright best player out of the 4 weeks, who would you go?
After the entire 4 weeks,
Outright best player currently, best player of the whole league after 4 weeks. This is a premature decision.
Yeah.
We want to see where you're headed
so far. So good. It definitely has to be someone who is currently in the top 4.
So it's Mr. Oga, King Nonex, Elevation.
I would say a King Nonex. I would say King Nonex because even in times when he hasn't played so good, he has just found a way to get those grinded results, those 2-1s, those victories, just like we did see earlier today, those 5-4 victories. And that's one thing I feel like this is Rhymes now trying to force the issue. This one, Baloke really, really frustrating Rhymes a little bit in the early stages of this game. But going back to the conversation we were having earlier on, for me, it definitely has to be King Nonex. The way he has set up his team to play, he has scored loads and loads of goals. His fast-paced attack has really, really left most of his opponents reeling from that fast-pacedness of it all. So for me, if you are talking about the all-time, like so far, so with all of the 4 weeks, I would definitely be saying King Nonex. Here is Baloke, might be strong. Oh, Baloke against the world play, strikes and gets a goal against Rhymes. Early one, this might just cause some problems for Rhymes. Here's Rhymes trying to quickly respond to that one.
Per the upset we've seen today, I mean, this would be another huge shocker if it goes down and Baloke is able to grab that way. But that's one more time, that lovely goal from Baloke with a lofted up pass, more or less like a lost art these days. But the Olilo Esports champion, maybe that win against Simply Uzo has certainly turned his fortunes around and might be looking like a different player going forward. There he goes again, this time with Smith. Could he find a second? That pass, very interesting. Bombito comes in and makes an interception.
If that one had gone through, definitely I've been seeing that Baloke or through on goal. Just as we're talking about being through on goal, he balls rolls and tries to take that shot. This time around, Diogo Dalo right in position. Diani trying to force the issue now. Wilson for Rhymes. Diani holding on to the ball. For Rhymes, I think he's sort of underrating his player a little bit, his opponent a little bit, because this isn't the way he retains the ball against tougher oppositions. He sort of moves it quicker in a sense, trying to build up faster than he currently is. And I think that is a very deadly mistake to make against Baloke, because we have seen this time and time again, and that's why we do not have any unbeaten players so far so good in this competition. It doesn't matter who you're playing with, ensure you get your job done early on. If not, you might be in problem. I'm talking about being in problem. Here's Baloke, the goalkeeper, with a mad save there, stopping this one from going straight to 2-0. That would have definitely been problematic for Rhymes.
Baloke now feels like a different player with those controllers. Sega with the oh, there you have it. There you have it. That's 2 goals to the good. Look, every single game that we've seen, Rhymes is in the top 8, Baloke is in the bottom half. In fact, bottom 4 of the table.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it at all. It just feels like the English Premier League at times. You don't know who is the better team out of the two. But Baloke pulling his weight is the clear indication that you cannot rest against any opposition. What a performance. Well, Rhymes has to score this one to mount a comeback and misses.
Decides to go for the low driven in the
just a couple of weeks ago, Baloke was losing 16 goals to 3, I believe, against Guru. Well, it tells you
times has changed.
Times have been changing, and if you put in the work, the results will show.
Absolutely.
It's 30 minutes in. I mean, 2 goals. It's not all said and done for him. He's not completed it yet, but he's on the right track. For Rhymes, though, there's a reason why a lot of people have that type of respect for him. He needs to grind and grind hard as he's on the comeback trail, getting that goal back.
Yep, yeah, I think that goal just sort of changes the way we're going to be viewing this one going forward. He was able to do justice to that one, the left-footed finesse finish into the top corner of that one, and I think that sort of gives him a little bit of the boost and possibly puts a little bit of fear into his opponent right now at the way it is going. But for Baloke, he has his coach with him, and I think there was a quick conversation I heard while 2 of them were analyzing this Simply Uzo game, where his coach was telling him that, listen, I know that sometimes you're scared to try some things, but please do go on and try some of these things. And I think you could see that from the second goal, the way he scored it. He was fearless, he went straight for it and was able to finesse that one straight into the top left corner. So I think this might be the best time for him to listen to his coach's advice and take the things out. Talking about listening to his coach's advice, and he loved the goalkeeper, decides to go for the low drift, and the goalkeeper was poised. A finesse or a lob would have definitely given him all that goal he needed.
He was in the best position. He's using that thunderstruck. Pedro Neto surely has the finesse play style plus.
Definitely has to be activating that left-footed finish.
Has to, and now he might be susceptible to a counter. Look at the space Rhymes has got to deal with. Can he find that telling ball? Rhymes, the OAS man, looking to find the equalizer right before halftime. Wilson, go past Pataya, surely.
Oh.
Well, when you miss on one end, you get punished on the other.
Sometimes
for Baloke, it's going to be difficult moving forward now.
This definitely has to hurt so much because you had a wonderful opportunity to gain back your 2-goal lead, and all of a sudden now it is lost because your opponent, the OAS esports man, has taken the bull by the horn and turned things around for himself. But a great play indeed for Baloke, getting himself into those positions. That's the number one thing that for me I'm very, very interested in, because it's one thing for you not to get to those positions, and it's one thing for you now not to be able to take those chances. Now all he has to do is to get himself back in those positions again and decide to be clinical this time around. It might just be his day if he's able to do that.
Certainly, he is in position again. Vicario comes up big as we approach the last couple of minutes towards halftime. I mean, these areas have kind of been dangerous for Baloke. He knows how to work these corner shots. I mean, he's not going for what we are kind of used to these days with the corner routines. Indeed, playing it short and finding a lot of space to work with. This time, Pedro Neto, and he gives it away, and he might be open to one more counter. That's a couple of things that he's got to work on, and the number of bodies up top for Rhymes could be a problem. Diani, quick recycle. Rhymes, can he find that comeback just before the halftime whistle goes? Down by too early. The mark of a resilient player, and it's the reason OAS got this man's signature down to the good. He's back in it. He's leading for the very first time, and it looks like he might be driving on the bright side of the road.
Yep, absolutely. Good job done and dusted. The way he has played at Rhymes, being able to come back from 2 goals down where we thought it was possibly an upset. It still has a lot of markings for it still, because Baloke still isn't really totally out of the game, and I think 2-3 of the goals that Rhymes has scored have been as a result of Baloke trying to get himself back into the action. Goals for the near post. Wow, that was good decision making there.
Exactly.
Right now.
When he did take his time, it kind of felt like he was going for the finesse. Rhymes fell for the beat. Goalkeeper shifted slightly, and then credit to Balote. Bulleted that one into the near post with this one. Incredible start to the game. I mean, we got another glimpse at it. Immediately the ball gets into Pedro Neto. You could tell that Baloke was quite confused. Took his time a little bit. Smashed it near post. And we're back right where we started. This game certainly not going anywhere. Rhymes definitely not clear of Baloke as we speak. Interesting first half we've got on our hands, and the last 45 minutes could be pretty interesting. And for Rhymes, he still just had that one loss, by the way. Rhymes hasn't lost too many games. It's the draws that has been piling up. He's got 5 wins and just 1 loss. So it tells you that he doesn't lose games too many times.
But I mean, the thing about draws is that you lose multiple points while you think you're doing very well. Oh, you have 2 draws, but that's 4 points dropped. Somebody can have just 1 loss, and then go on to do a couple other wins, and that's one thing I think he has to really work on. This is not the type of game to be dropping any points if he's really serious about making it into that top 8 conversation, which from the onset it does look like he was very serious about that one. But the way he has played so far so good today has not really helped him any way at all. But here is he trying to turn things around. Rhymes. Baloke in pursuit, hot pursuit. Right, Baloke knows how dangerous it is to allow Rhymes into that space, but that's Wilson card. Now it is a chance for Baloke. This time around, he slows down the pass a little bit, and I think that would have definitely been called for an offside if that one had gone through.
Ryan's pole position to potentially play a pass, and when you're in games like these against an opponent where maybe your mind, and of course the bookies have you beating him easily, and it's kind of more or less like a dog fight, a scrap fight, it can affect you a little bit in your decision making going up front. You tend to rush things because you're expecting to win the game and you're confident. But look at that run from Shelling. How is nobody getting to it? That's a crazy one from Baloke. Can they end up in a goal though? Recycles a bit as Rhymes tries to cover. That was a bulldozing run that time though. Rhymes able to get back and win the ball. Well, that was an interesting. I mean, I think the way Balotelli plays is just kind of different from everybody. It's because maybe he's coming from that kickoff mindset, taking it into Ultimate Team, and maybe just has a different style of approaching some sort of scenarios.
I totally agree with you. The way we look at it is sort of very, very interesting for even me to watch. And I think that's one of the things that's always caught some of the pros off guard, because they're not used to some of the things they are seeing from him, some of the decision making, sort of overthinking everything they have seen so far. So good, and this time just holds on for too long, and that one should have definitely been nestling into the bottom of that net.
I think maybe there's a little bit of a short cancel on his mind, because you kind of saw an animation there which I was not expecting, because the ball was not even at the player's feet. But Balotelli, the intentions I did right, and he's looking comfortable again.
My goodness,
this man knows what he's all about. Immediately he got the ball with Shelling. There was only one thing on his mind: hit the top corner with the finesse, and he leads yet again. Wow, incredible performance from Balotelli. He's just been churning out very good opportunities for himself, and he's taking them all day long, and it's causing problems for Rhymes. And we do see the pause skewed from the OAS esports athlete.
Makes a lot of sense for Rhymes, because he definitely has to pause that match right now, go back into the formation settings, see how you can figure out what is going on wrong right now, because he's actually doing his best, but Balotelli really is showing that he is very much hungrier to get this win than Rhymes, and that's one of the reasons why he currently has this one.
I know Money likes saying this a lot, but wins do change how you feel about yourself going into games.
Yeah.
That win against Simply Uzo might have just switched something in Balotelli that we probably hadn't seen in the weeks prior.
Yeah, I mean, possibly there's no better way to tell yourself that you can hang with the big boys than coming back from 8 goals. We saw him go back 8 times and come back 9 times, and I think that does a whole lot to your mentality as an FC player. And then to look at Rhymes and tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to take the game to this man, and I'm going to see how he reacts.
Just the way he's moving the ball around, you can tell that's a confident man right there as he's going through his stuff. There he goes again. It might be an opportunity. This time with Neto. Balotelli to finish.
My goodness.
Big goal. He gets and regains his 2-goal lead. The Olile champion might have just risen to the occasion. If you thought this one was going to be an easy one for Rhymes, well.
You have something now to surprise you. This man refusing to go down. Look at how
he's just so unorthodox. The cross into the striker. Striker's not even that tall. She wins the header, and all of a sudden there's a turnover, and Rhymes is scrambling for the ball with so much space to operate. Balotelli takes it and runs away with it. Look, in as much as we say that the top of the league standings is a dogfight with so many close points separating them, at the bottom of the league is also a dogfight at this point. Everybody's scrambling for points.
I mean, that's what happened when the upsets really started coming in last week in the game week 3 day 1. We did see some of those players, start getting those upsets, and I think it started inspiring the other players who are also in the bottom half of the table to say, you know what, if these players, Simply Uzos of the day, can get it, if the Brights who were all tagging as the bad guy can get it, definitely I might get it. Precision lets him down. Balotelli, that definitely should be 5-3.
I mean, maybe we can blame it a little bit on the fact that Pedro Neto was with his weak foot at that point, kind of finessing it with his right foot. We have seen them go in.
Yeah.
But the momentum now for Balotelli looks crazy. He might just have it. I mean, he cannot afford to be missing these chances. Immediately Rhymes gets the ball. He knows he's got some defending to do. The Onile champion, though, has all of the momentum in the world going for him. Cut back into Bomati that time. Rhymes does his homework and wins the ball back.
For Balotelli, he has to understand that the job is not done, and if he needs any reminder, he should look into the game between Guru and Gidwi, just where Guru came back from 5 goals down. 2 goals is nothing in this game competition. We have seen that happen over and over again, where some of these top players coming in from many goals down, and now Rhymes an opportunity, shoots. Is it on offside? I believe it is, and Balotelli leaves to try and survive again this whole barrage from the man Rhymes. Balotelli with that crossing again is sort of, I think he's the person who has figured out how to use the crossing better than every other player so far. So good. He's just lifting it up into his players in the midfield just to give him space to walk around with in that midfield. Interesting use there. That man really doing well for himself.
20 minutes left on the game clock, and you can tell I like the expressions that I'm seeing from Baloke's coach right now. Looks very animated, looks very invested in what is happening with this player. They are confident they can pull this off. And they've got about 20 minutes to convince the whole of the world and everybody watching the National Soccer Pro League that they are good enough to do it. Can they stop Rhymes, who's just lost one game so far? Baloke, I mean, a lot of people have been looking at him as maybe somebody who you'd go to and get easy points from. I think after the end of this game, no matter how it ends, the narrative has to change with Baloke.
Definitely, nobody is going to be looking at Baloke and telling themselves, "Oh, I'm going to go here and get 3 points." Because the beautiful thing about getting wins is that it also spurs you on. You can tell yourself, "Okay, I beat Rhymes, who is one of the best in the business, and if I can beat Rhymes by 5-3, if this stays like this, then who else is it that I cannot take on?" And I think he has played some of the tough hands already, so he does have a lot of those players in that bottom half of the table to contend with in the next coming 3 weeks. Let's see how he will fare. Gets himself the 3rd goal to give him a lot of room, and he celebrates that one while his coach tells him to relax and keep everything under cool.
The fairy tale story of Baloke continues. He feels like a man with renewed energy. He feels like a man with renewed cause. 6-3. Who saw this one coming? We've seen incredible stories today, and this one just adds it to another chapter. Last week I called it the upset week. Or this week,
I don't know.
Maybe upset 2.0.
Absolutely. Oh, Rhymes with a top draw. You can see the emotion on Rhymes' face. So much emotion going on right now, and I think at this point in time he needs someone to be beside him to sort of calm him down, calm the nerves down. Because
petition to get his teammate Farouk Manzo in the booth.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because that would definitely change the game in a different way. And I think this is sort of reminding him of what happened in the elite divisions, where he played very well, but there was just this.
It's a similar scenario. He
very
started well.
Scenario. Right now, he shouldn't be in this position where he currently is, and he should be definitely fighting for the top spot. Just like maybe trying to get himself a win in this one, just like this OAE sportsman did in the elite division.
Down the byline once more. Baloke could have had 7. Vicario, I mean, he's got to be the best goalkeeper of the game right now, because everybody seems to be going with him. As we get into the pause one more time, that could have been definitely game set match if that goal had gone in.
Definitely, that would have definitely given Baloke all of the confidence.
I mean, going down the byline, he had so many options to choose from and went to it.
That quick reaction was just so intense from the goalkeeper. We didn't even see that one coming. Absolutely insane stuff. We have here 2 goals in this one for Baloke. He has 10 plus minutes to defend and defend properly, and I know right now he's on the front burner, but he needs to also remind himself of game management. It's very, very important, and he has to be very careful with the corner routines he decides to go for. It has to be the corner routines that don't leave him open to transitions, because as soon as this game goes into a 1-goal difference match, it becomes a little bit dicey.
Different ball game altogether. How can he deal with that type of pressure? Look, the thing that Baloke has got on his side is the fact that he can win under pressure, because he is a champion coming into this. Mind you, the Onile Esports Championship, like you've always educated us on, it comes as a tournament that was played in so many different places where he came out tops.
I mean, 12 local governments in Lagos State is not a joke. I mean, just imagine you had 64 players from 12 local governments, and then after that one, you go on to play the other 11 champions who won from their local governments. That is how much efforts this Baloke puts into getting into where he currently is right now. And I think that is kudos to him for making his home state proud and giving his people, putting them on the map. But a lot of work still to be done. Rhymes is refusing to go without fighting and getting something after this one. I thought he was going to go for that pass as the striker was free in the middle of the park. But whatever the case is, it is 83 minutes on the clock for Baloke. That is possibly a lot of time to work on what he has to do in this one. But for Rhymes, that is not enough time. So the next goal better be going in for Rhymes. If you can get this one off, Baloke with a good header gets that one almost out of his 18-yard box. Rhymes is back into the action, gets a goal. I did tell you that once we're down to the 1-goal saloon, this game is going to be changing on his head. Now game management has to be employed. Now you see, this is what came out of that corner routine. I did say it. For me, I'm winning you by 2 goals today. I know you're better than me in terms of quality. I'm definitely not taking that corner. I'm going to go for the short corner and I'm going to go back to my goalkeeper. Gives me a lot of time to
rat it out a little bit.
Absolutely. I'm that horrible. I know. But that's what I need to get the 3 points. I'm definitely going to get it. But look at him trying to get themselves.
They are big, we know. Well, with 3 minutes to go, Baloke on the verge of recording a famous win. But it's just 1 goal separating them now. He was up by 3. It's no more comfortable stations for him as Riso trying to push the OAS man, knowing he cannot drop points in this game, as he's still fighting and scrambling for his life. Oh, that's some excellent game management from Baloke.
Simple.
Just a minute plus and then time to go.
Simple.
Are people taking notes?
Simple.
This is how you manage a game, knowing that you've got the win in your side. So it's just been excellent in the last 5 minutes. Oh yes, man hasn't been able to get on the ball, but he gets it away. Did maybe a commentator's just come into play? Rhymes, he's got to be perfect. He sends one is up front. This time to Wilson. He cuts it back. One more opportunity through Scott Baloke. Defending for his life. Does he have it in them? Rhymes at 10. That is. That's for sure. We'll do it. Baloke with another big win in the books. And for sure, the Onile champion has secured yet another win on the board. Well, it's not all over though.
Not all over here.
One final chance of the game. Shelly. Can he find the extra pass? He can't go back now because it's got to be perfect. Just at the end of the area, certainly. Baloke went a win.
Raw emotion from the man Rhymes. Raw emotion from Baloke. One man in paradise right now with so much happy emotions, while his opponent is currently ruining all the missed chances. My goodness. That is a man who knows how much this defeat is going to hinder his chances of sort of staking a claim also to that top 8. It's not going to do him any good whatsoever. But listen, before we take anything at all, I've been consistently talking about game management. And I hope some of the guys who today lost from winning positions could possibly look at this game and say, you know what, this is what I should have employed. For 5 minutes, Baloke had the ball and Rhymes could not touch him. And that is how you employ the game management. We do keep saying this so many times. Game we just possibly is the biggest
Victor, I mean, he played a 5-goal
right
lead
now.
today.
You play a 5-goal lead. You could imagine you could do this consistently for the next 10 minutes, ensure your opponent doesn't touch the ball. It sort of reduces the time he has to do any of the comeback. 5-goal lead being blown, Baloke has just shown us how to maintain a 1-goal lead.
Insane stuff inside the Booth Game Evolution Studios. What a way to finish it. We always seem to start with drama and end with drama. That's how these days are going. Like I always tell you, we are always blessed with entertainment, and that shot right there tells you everything. It tells you how much that game meant to him, how much that loss meant to Rhymes, because now what it does is it drags him with 15 points. It drags him into that bottom for that last final 8 battle, into the likes of Rhymes,
Son of God.
Tactical, Son of God, Game with Josh, Jakaris, that boy, all of those guys are in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, with another 3 weeks, this one would have a win here would have definitely helped him take a huge sigh of relief. You know, give him
taking him to 18 points.
Taking him to 18 points, sort of in the top 3, top 4 conversations. But right now, he's back in the gulag. The beautiful thing about this is it is not over. That means there's so much still for Rhymes to play for. So for Rhymes, I think he just has to go back into what this one has given him. Pick lessons from this. I think he did underrate his opponent from the very get-go, and that one cost him a lot. Look at what the leaderboard currently says. King Nonex maintaining that first spot with 23 points. Mr. Oga following closely behind, having played one game less with 22 points and 15 goal difference. Elevation, who we didn't see in action today, is still on 21 points with 1 goal also less from 10 games played. KK, the man who has 2 games left, is on 19 points. 6 points would definitely do him a whole lot of good, and I'm sure he's currently looking and salivating currently. Guru has played 10, is on 18 points. He has that 5 position locked under lock and key. Son of God has played 11 games rather, and 17 points to go. Rhymes, who we just saw in action after 9 games, has 16 points. A win definitely would have taken him possibly above KK or just above Guru. But then he now is left to rule his chances. Tactical, Yemoli, Drakaris, all on 16 and 15 points respectively in 8, 9, and 10.
Well, the second half of the table is pretty close as well. I mean, look at position 11 to 16, just about 3 points separating them. Game with Joshua 14, Anif, that's 10 games played on 13. Bright also has 12. Now look at Baloke and Khalid, both of them on that's 10 games played. If they win the next game or next 2, they could be making a big wave. Dada Boy and Blaze also just stuck. They're on 16th and 17th position respectively. Flick, Simply Uzo, and Baji Senior kindly rooted to the bottom, and it's been insane stuff for week 4 day 1. It's the drama we promise you every single
Absolutely.
time. Did we lie on our promise?
No,
we didn't. Like we told you that you've got to stick right to the very end, and you definitely not regret your choice. It's been a splendid day so far. We shout out and salute everybody who's been a part of the journey today. It's been one hell of a day so far, and money. I mean, we haven't had a chance to catch our breath.
Absolutely not.
You blink, you miss.
Yes.
That's how the day has been.
I mean, right from Mr. August's game down to the game with Josh and Tactical, down to Guru not being able to get that win. Now Baloke has shown us how to manage the game. King Non is getting his own win in the inside the box. Every single person we have seen on the broadcast today have given us room to enjoy FC at the highest of levels. We're talking about the games coming in fast and heavy. We also had 6 games on the broadcast, and it has flown by like no time at all, because it has been back-to-back, end-to-end stuff. So for me, this is a very, very perfect way to spend my Sunday. I don't know about you guys in the comment section who are just currently watching us. This is possibly the best way to spend your weekends.
For us gamers, we are in heaven at this point. just to enjoy the action, and especially the fact that we are not holding the controllers in the hot seat. Money and I get to enjoy it from our
We
seat.
can talk all the shit we like.
Exactly. So I mean, we hope you guys at home also enjoyed all of the action. From myself, Money, the whole production crew, we salute every single one of you that has made this a success. It's been a blessed week 4 as well. It's been an incredible day so far, and with more to come from us in the subsequent weeks, we will say that you guys should be following KD Sports across all social media platforms, Money, and with more things to go, we definitely encourage that every single week they join the broadcast.
Absolutely. Let's look at how today's games went down. King Nonex opened the game for us with 3-2 against Anife. That one was a very, very tight affair. While Baluki went band for band with Simply Uzo in a game that saw him come back 9 times to eventually win the whole thing 9-8. Guru and Bright played out a 6-all draw. Bright is the one who's currently picking up a whole lot of those points from those draws against some of these top opponents. Jack Harris and Dada Boy also played out another draw in the background. That was for the first round of action.
Well, first round of action definitely had a lot of talking points to see, and with this, wasn't easy at all. You could tell that every single game was very, very hot. I mean, some surprises as well with the first round of action, and the second round of action did not disappoint at all. You almost feel like every single game brought its own sense of emotions,
to be honest.
Exactly, different types of energy as well going into it.
I don't think we did see any type of raw emotion across other game weeks, just like we did see in this particular game week.
Yeah, it was certainly very enjoyable. I mean, game with Josh versus Tactical, 8-8. Who would have thought 16 goals equally shared amongst them? And the crazy thing is, game with Josh was out by 5 at a point in time.
Yeah.
Couldn't hold on to it. King Nonex with a very important win. Now, these days, when you see a guy at the top of the table win against somebody at the bottom of the table, you have to salute him.
Yeah, because
getting the business done,
they are really
they're not making things easy at all. So King Nonex getting the job done, 4-1. Baloke beating Rhymes guys 6-5. That might just be the highlight of the day so far. Of course, Son of God getting the win over Blaze 99 by 3-0.
Yep, that's how it looked like across all the games, across all the rounds in today's game. And we'll be going straight into our analysis for some of the games with our analyst who is currently in the studio. That one will be happening from this place as soon as we are ready. But my goodness, what a run of play. I can't wait for week 4 day 2 to happen, and that's going to be happening next week. After that, we're going straight to game week 5 and game week 6, and then the ultimate showdown in game week 7.
Look, I thought by game week 4 that's just me, my opinion. I could say, okay,
this is who
make top 8.
Yeah.
But if you ask me now and I tell you I'm lying to you, I'm totally like it's just so tough to pick. Right now, I can't tell you who would win the league. I can't tell you confirmed who would win top 4. I can't tell you who would make top 8 as well, who would join the elite league, Money. It's just difficult to really sum up what I'm seeing right now, and just the quality on display, making sure that everybody puts in their best. I feel like that's the reception from all of the players has just been truly tremendous. And if you've enjoyed the action and you've not quite understood what you've been seeing, well, this is your chance to just understand what is on the broadcast right now. We'll be switching over to our analyst who's on by to help you guys know what is going down.
Hi guys, I'm Datuga and I'm going to be analyzing some goals that I picked myself. So yeah, let's start with the first goal of today. And this was a game with just goal. As you can see, it's bypassing the from the wing. And one thing Imagine mentioned earlier when Imagine analyzed earlier today, he mentioned that the players are failing. I don't know if it's a skill issue or maybe play style issue, but when they are trying to mark from the wing, as we can see here, when they are trying to mark from the wing, it is a problem for them. It is a problem for them when they are trying to mark from the wing. So as you can see, Olise is going with the ball, is giving it to his Lucy Bronze here, is right back. So you can see he's doubling up. He's doubling up. That's 1-2 of his players, and he's doubling up on one left back. And I think an important play style that you have to have on your full backs is intercept and bruiser. Those are two important play styles that you need to have on your team at your full backs, both left back and right back. So if Carreras had intercept there, he could have intercepted that ball, but that is bygone, because if you don't have those kind of play style, you are going to be punished, and he was punished duly here. I mean, you look at then Bronze was going with the ball, and then it passed to Sophia Smith here, and then you look at Valverde. Valverde has been coming right from this space. He has been making that run, and then when everything's all about calculation. You get what I'm trying to say. So when the Valverde gets into that position, a one-time pass from Sophia Smith and into Federico Valverde, and a top draw finish. I mean, it's Federico Valverde, and we all know he has good shooting powers, and that was a very nice goal from Game with Josh. Moving on to the next goal. I think this was Game with Josh goal again, and again the same thing I said earlier is happening again. You look at Alvaro Carreras here. He does not have that intercept play style that I said earlier. And now, Olise is true on goal again. And Olise is true on goal, as we can all see here. And it's just a match power shot cancel. This goal is so wonderful. Let me take it back a bit, please. Let me take it back a bit. Yes. So, as you can see, Olise is going with the ball here. And then power shot cancel. He has beaten that man. He has beaten that man, and then finesse into the top corner. Beautiful goal. Two things happened there. First, he has bypassed Carreras with that through pass, and then finesse onto the next goal. I think this one was a tactical goal, yeah. With this into Smith, and then yes, good. Let me restart that. And now you can see Olise gives the ball to Lavelle, back to Olise, and then I pause here. He has 3 man, 1, 2, 3. You see these 3 players here attacking 3 man. That's 3 on 3. Yes, 3 on 3. He is leaving his opponent guessing. He's leaving Game with Josh guessing. Game with Josh does not know whether he is going to give the pass to the player 1 or player 3. He does not know if he's going to give the pass to one of the two, and then he gives the pass to Sergio, and then back to Ravel, and then that fake shot and the finish. Beautiful goal. So yeah, that's all. Thank you very much for joining KD Sports. This is the National Esoccer League. Thank you.
Well, it has been an eventful day. We've enjoyed ourselves through and through. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdowns as well. If you weren't understanding what was going down, at least the analyst has been able to get you guys to learn a couple of things. Maybe you can use them in Weekend League. I haven't played Weekend League yet. Maybe I might use a couple of tricks. And my big battle with money is coming out, so we might be picking a couple of tricks up.
Absolutely, but you know how it goes down. So shout out to Datuga for giving us that breakdown and all of that analysis. This has been an eventful game week 4 day 1. We can't wait for game week 4 day 2 to happen next week. It's going to come into your screens next week, and don't forget to keep a date with us on YouTube, on Instagram, and don't forget to also download the Kate app, which we have been talking to you about all throughout today. Shout out to all of our sponsors: Game Pride, Esports Federation of Nigeria, Esports News Africa, Game Evolution Studios, where we are currently hosting this, and definitely Cade Esports for bringing this platform down for the gamers and also ourselves to have an amazing time. This has been an eventful one before me, Big Chief Manny, and Sly Morph. We say have a wonderful evening. We'll see you guys next week.
Oh, we're just having an update. Oh, it's not just one of us, not regret. He does regret this. Oh, yeah.